Ni hao. Ni hao, kids.
Ni hao.
Welcome to the second lesson of Chinese culture. Do you remember Joseph, my teacher when I was 5? Well, he's here again to answer some of your questions about how the Chinese live. Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Last time he told us about how the Chinese eat. I hope you'll enjoy the visit to the restaurant. Have you all been practicing how to use your chopsticks? So today, Joseph, can we speak about China and Chinese children? You'd all like that, wouldn't you? Now, before we ask Joseph any questions, I think it's really important for you to know why I started learning Chinese and why you guys are doing the same. China is a really important country because a lot of the things that you already use at home and at school were made there. And if you learn Chinese, it will give you great opportunities in the future. What do you want to do when you grow up, Annie?
I want to be a fashion designer.
What about you, Jada?
I would like to be a teacher.
What about you, Robert?
I want to be a chef.
So whatever you want to be, fashion designer, teacher or a chef, learning Chinese will give you a real head start. By the time you're all grown up, China will be the biggest economy in the world.
Is China really that big, Daisy?
Yes, it is, Max. Let me tell you a few facts. First of all, let's talk about how many people live there. In America, there are 300 million people. In the whole of Europe, that's about 20 countries, there are about the same amount of people, 300 million. If you add those together and double it, you still don't get as many people as there are in China. Just one country. China has nearly 1.4 billion people. That's nearly 5 times the amount of people in America. 1.4 billion is nearly 20% of the world's population. That's 1/5. So for every 100 people living in the world, 20 of them are in China. So it's massive. I know you're all keen to find out about Chinese children and how they live, to see if it's different from the way you live. So let's ask Joseph some questions.
Do Chinese children go to school every day?
Yes, they do the same as you are from Monday to Friday, but their school starting from 7:30 in the morning.
That's early.
They finish at 4 o'clock, so it's a longer day than yours. For the first 30 minutes, it's self-study, so they prepare for the rest of the day, and so their lessons start at 8 a.m.
How many children are in a class?
Normally, it's 40 to 50.
Are boys and girls in the same class?
Yes, in China, we do not have a separate school for the boys and girls.
Do they wear uniforms?
Yes, they have a club called the Young Pioneer. They all wear red scarf, and every Monday morning, they raise the national flag.
What is the Chinese flag like?
There are 5 yellow stars in red background.
What do they learn at school, Joseph?
Very much the same as you do here, so maths and PEs and sums and writings. So really very similar to what you're doing here.
Do they play football and other sports at school?
Yes, they do. They play football, swimming, basketball, table tennis, and all other different sports. They also do some group exercise in the morning breaks because they look after their body when they are young, and something they do is called Tai Chi.
What time do they eat for lunch?
They stop at 12 noon. As I told you last time, they also have 30 minutes to 1 hour sleep afterwards. The lesson will start at 2 o'clock again and finish at 4 o'clock, so it is a long day.
After that, do they have to do homework as well?
Oh yes, of course, but I forgot to mention to you that there's no cleaner in the school, so all the students have to do all the cleaning work after school.
What if there's something really horrible in there?
Yeah, a rat, dead rat.
Yeah. When they go home from school, do they change their uniforms?
No, they don't. Some of them will stay in school to do the after-school activity. Some will go home to play or do homework, but they keep their school uniform on.
What do they wear at weekends? Is it something like we wear?
Yes, it varies. In cities, they wear things like yourself, jeans and trainers. But in the countryside, they wear more traditional clothing.
Are there mummies at home when they get home from school?
Some are, but some is working. But it doesn't matter because in most family, the grandparents are living with them, so they look after the children.
My dad told me that Chinese children don't have any brothers or sisters. Is that true?
Yes, it's true. Any children born after 1980, they do not have any brothers and sisters because the government introduced a law called the single or one child policy.
Why?
Because the population is getting too big and the government want to make sure every child are being well looked after. So the law is made to make sure every family have only one child.
Is it still like that?
Yes, it is. But if both parents are the single child, then they will be allowed to have 2 children.
If they don't have any brothers or sisters, who do they play with?
They play with the children in their own village or with their friends.
So what kind of things do they play?
But I already mentioned about the young pioneer earlier on, just like, they're like cups and brownies, but they also play other games like computers game, footballs, or skipping ropes and things you do.
Well, aren't we lucky we can have brothers and sisters? Joseph has told us a lot about the day in the life of a Chinese child. That was interesting, wasn't it? 谢谢 Joseph.
谢谢 Joseph.